Yo, what's going on? This your boy KC for L in the building with that KC for L Wrestling Takes here to give you my honest NXT review. Today's show is going to be a good one because we got some heavy things to talk about on this episode. Boy, I'm serious, y'all. So let's get right into it. So as we know, we're leading into Takeover 30. And I can't believe it's actually been 30 takeovers, man. I got to give Triple H them their props. They even put on 30 takeover pay-per-views. I said that's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? So let's go and get started. So we get started. We open up the show. We got Carry on Kross and the girl Scarlett, and she really listen. She's living up to her name because I'm going to talk about this segment that they did. Um, they went against my man Danny Burch. This was big, pretty much like one of those. See, Danny Burch and Oni Lurkin are enhancement talent. Like that's basically what they are. They're enhancement talent. So, but they are like good enhancement talent. So whoever they wrestle, they try their best to give you a good match with them. Now, personally, y'all, I am not a fan of Kross. I'm not. I just don't know. Like I said, ain't got nothing to do with him not being white dude. Ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm just not a fan of his. That's just my personal opinion. Dude is a monster. Like, I'm not finna take that away from him. Homie can just beat the snot out of whoever he chooses. And that's exactly what happened here. Danny Burch got his behind toe up. It wasn't even a match. It was over. I think the match was like maybe 7 minutes, 8 minutes at best. So after the match, Keith Lee's music hits. Keith Lee as he's ticked off. You already know that. Listen, now usually I do not like the stereotypical angry black man gimmick, but Keith Lee is making it work. He is making it work. He has done some of the best promo work I've seen him ever since he's been in NXT, and I'm loving everything that they're doing with him. Until we got to this segment. So he comes out. He has a contract, and he says, I've been in contact with Regal all day. And I've been telling him I want to get my hands on this fool. I want to get my hands on him. Regal said, okay, you can get your hands on him, but don't do nothing until TakeOver 30. All you need to do is get his signature for your match at TakeOver 30 for the NXT World Heavyweight Championship. All right. So he goes to the ring, and him and Scarlett stand in the ring looking all scared like they ready to run or whatever. Because you know the name of the game. Don't mess with an angry, pissed off black man. That's just the name of the game. Don't. But, so he slides the contract. Actually, no. He's in the ring talking to them, so they got out the ring. They was running. They was about to run. So he slides the contract out the ring. Scarlett goes to pick up the contract. She goes to take it to him. They look it over. He signs it. She gives it back to him, and then she slides it back to Keith Lee on some very seductive, you know, goofy stuff, just extra goofy. I'm like, the heck is wrong with this woman? Like, she's just straight tripping. So Keith goes to, he picks it up, and as soon as the man opens it, a burst of fire pops out, dang, that burns his face off. Now, I got a serious issue with this, and I know some of y'all going to be like, oh, here you go again. Listen, we all know exactly what that mess looked like. I'm not, listen, I get tired. I've had to keep bringing this foolishness up. Listen, y'all, during the times we in right now, we just don't have time to be trying to do segments that's going to offend somebody because of the race. I'm just trying to tell you, we just the times we in. There's ways you can do things. There's ways you can go about things. That segment right there, now it was executed perfectly. When you talk about getting under people's skin, they did what they had to do. They're making you hate them. That's what their job was. Not taking nothing away from the segment, because what they did, everything from what he said to how they presented it, it was perfect. I just didn't like it because when you have white folk trying to burn black people, you know what that's a picture of. You know, everybody knows what that is. That's why I didn't like. Now, a lot of people is clowning it because WWE keeps on doing these, let's take somebody's eyes out. We seen it with Rey Mysterio, and now we seeing it with this. It's like, okay, like, can y'all come up with something different? You know what I'm saying? So Keith was rushed to the emergency and everything, and it was just, you know, I mean, it's, I said, come on, y'all. I said, I know what they doing. They're trying their best because it's a mind games thing with them. It's a mind games thing with Scarlett and Kross. Scarlett is living up to her name. She really is a witch because that was just straight witchcraft right there. How the heck a contract just gonna burst into flames like that? So, uh, Keith Lee is all upset, keeps saying all kind of crazy stuff, and they trying to get him to calm down. And I'm like, man, I was like, I was like, I told you, listen, I'm cool with the segment, but I'm not cool with the segment. If you get my drift, like I say, they did what they were supposed to do. I just didn't like that burning segment. I didn't, because it was almost like y'all was sitting up there trying to light a black man on fire, and I'm not trying to see that. I am not trying to see that, especially when the times we in right now. I'm just not trying to see that. I know some of y'all gonna be saying, man, say you reaching. I don't give a care. You can say what they want to say. That's just not what I want to see. I know what they doing. They're doing what they supposed to do. But Triple H and them, y'all can miss me with that foolishness, man. That's just me. So let's see. After we get to that, let's see, because I'm looking at my notes. Oh, while that was going on, I guess we got somewhat of a match. We got Drake Maverick taking on Killian Dane because all this stuff was going on because they showed the split camera where Keith Lee was being taken to the back by the ERs and everything, and they was trying to get him to calm down. We got Killian Dane versus Drake Maverick, which was really a match because as soon as those two basically tried to fight, who comes out? Undisputed Era comes out the woodwork and beats the snot out of both of them because they ticked off about Pat McAfee. So after what they did, Adam Cole gets on the mic and pretty much calls out Pat McAfee and said, "You held me down. The only reason you was able to get that punt kick on me was because I was held down. I wasn't able to fight for myself. But since you all big and bad and you talking all that foolishness, why don't you show your behind up? Because I'm going to whoop that tail come take over." That's basically what he told him. And they wasn't playing. Undisputed Era, they ain't playing. Adam Cole for the whoops and behind come take over 30. You hear me right now. It's already a setup. It's set up. It's set in stone. I'm picking Adam Cole to handle the business. So next week we're gonna get them two. I guess he's supposed to be on the show because later they had showed Triple H and Pat McAfee on ESPN with Mike Greeny, old goofy behind, talking about are you gonna answer the call and all this crazy stuff. And so obviously Pat McAfee is gonna be on the show next week. So let's see. After that segment. Listen, y'all, forgive me. I do not know he took the mask off. He doesn't have the mask on anymore. My Hispanic cruiserweight champion right now, him and his crew. I just call him Mask Boy because I don't know his name. I forgot how to pronounce his name. I apologize to the people who are fans of his. Dude is doing excellent work right now. They put the cruiserweight championship on him for a reason. Him and his squad, they doing work. So they came out there and they basically had a match. Hold on, let me see, because I'm reading my notes right now. Oh, they had a match with Tyler Breeze. And the match really didn't go nowhere because it was pretty much a handicap match because his goons was out there. So the goons was coming out, running all over the place, attacking Breeze and everything. And so here come a limping Fandango on the crutch with his arm in the arm brace. He called himself trying to do something. It wasn't enough. And they got beat. So then who comes to the rescue? I think this young man is the next man. Now, I don't think he's going to win the match, but I believe he's next in line to challenge for the Cruiserweight Championship. My dude, Isaiah Swerve Scott. Isaiah Swerve Scott comes out to save the day. So, and he said, "I want what you got." So I believe that TakeOver 30, we're getting Mask Boy versus Isaiah Swerve Scott. Isaiah Swerve Scott. So after that, we got a heel highlight reel promo of Dakota Kai talking about how she's gonna handle the business against Io Shirai at TakeOver 30. How she deserves this spot and that ain't nobody finna beat her. I mean, she not finna lose and all this. She talking a whole lot of smack and everything. And I gotta say, you know, at first I really didn't know what Dakota Kai was. Like I didn't know. I thought she was Rip Off Bailey, if you ask me. I felt like she was Bailey 2.0, but somewhat this heel run has improved her, and I gotta give it to her. She's definitely improved in the ring because from what I was seeing at first from Dakota Kai, I was like, but see, you know what messed her up? She got injured. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of pushed her back a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm liking what they're doing with her. So that's it. So let's see. Next, we had got a little promo from Ridge Holland because Ridge Holland was pretty much talking about because he had lost that match from the previous week. Now he gets the opportunity to face Johnny Gargano to see if he can get up into the ladder match at Takeover for the North American title. So they had a little promo highlight reel of him and everything. I'm not really too big on this guy. Maybe I gotta see more of him. I don't know. Maybe you guys like him. Tell me if you like him in the comment section. Let's see. So then we get Indy Hartwell. Now this young lady, she's coming into her own. Now she did win that one match against Shotzi Blackheart. Uh, Obviously she was already out there. They was talking to Mia Yim because Mia Yim just got back. Because everybody know Mia Yim, Keith Lee is an item. So she just getting back from the hospital. Obviously her head ain't there because she worried about a guy. Her guy eyes, he might lose his like quote unquote storyline. But she went all the way there because she's shaking. She's shaking up. And now she got to get up here and get ready for this match against this young lady right here. So the match was it was okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really too big on Mia Yim in the ring wise. I'm liking what they're doing with her right now. But personally, in ring wise, I'm not too big on Mia Yim. But this match was I think the match was about like 10 minutes. About 10 minutes, I think. And even though her mind wasn't there, she was trying, and Indy Hartwell was getting the best of her. But towards the end of the match, Mia Yim said, "I ain't going." She basically had put her in some kind of goofy submission. I said, man, she about to break this girl arm. She was about to snap her arm because she's that ticked off of what Scarlett and that clown Kross did. You know what I'm saying? So you know what? I was surprised. I was surprised that they didn't actually try to, after the match. I'm surprised they didn't try to come out and mess with her and try to, scare her. The fact that Keith Lee ain't nowhere in sight. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was thinking. Like they was gonna keep adding on to the story and everything. So she wins that match. So then we get a promo from Finn Balor. So just like with the Ridge Holland guy, Finn Balor's going against whoever loses in the triple threat that was taking place towards the end of the night. So, and it was mystery because we didn't know exactly who that was. But once I get to that part, I'm going in on that whole situation. Big time. Let's believe that. So I talked about it. They had Triple H and Pat McAfee on ESPN talked about Cole and all that crazy stuff. So then we get the two big bohemians. We get Reed and Priest, Damian Priest and Bronson Reed going at it. Now, this match was great. I personally think this was the best match on the show. Personally, those two went at it. Now, I wish neither one of them won because we could at least, not have, because we going into the pay-per-view, you really won't know who's gonna win. I got my winner already. I'm gonna tell you who that is later on. But between those two, I'm thinking, okay, you have these two beat each other up so bad that they don't answer the 10 count. So that's to let you know, like, neither one of these clowns is ready to, neither one of them want to lose. That's what I'm trying to say. Neither one of them, like, they want to just keep going, like, boom, 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 boom. And everything they was doing in this match was fantastic. I liked everything. Priest is coming to himself. Because I'm telling y'all, when I first seen Damian Priest, I didn't like Priest. I didn't. Now I'm a fan of Damian Priest. And Bronson Reed, he grew on me too. I'm liking everything that he's doing. Bronson Reed gets the victory. So we know dang well Bronson Reed is not winning the ladder match at TakeOver 30. So let's see. After that, we get a highlight reel from Io Shirai talking about Dakota Kai. And what I like what Triple H them does, they let Io Shirai and them, anybody who is not from America, who is from different nationality, they let them speak in their own language. And Io Shirai cut a phenomenal promo in her language talking about Dakota Kai, talking about how Dakota Kai was, she really didn't understand anything. Like she was just out there just to be out there, and basically running up behind everybody, and like she pretty much said she was an insecure little girl. That's basically what she was saying. And then here she go, she betrayed everybody who she was tight with. She named Candice LeRae, she named her, she named Tegan Knox, everybody who she was tight with. She betrayed all of them. And then she said, but she was terrified of Shayna Baszler, which was true. Every time Shayna Baszler showed up, that girl was, she was very timid. You could see it. Io Shirai said, but you get this, she's not gonna be the only one that she's terrified of. She's gonna be terrified of me because I'm gonna beat the brakes off her. Because she ain't nothing but a manipulator. That's exactly what she said. And I love that promo. That promo was great. That promo, the highlight reel that they did with Io Shirai was excellent. I love it. So after that, let's see. We got Karrion Grimes. Now listen, let me tell you something. This young man can wrestle. The gimmick is why I'm not really into him that much. I don't like his gimmick. His gimmick is just too silly, if you ask me. But this young man can go. I've just seen his work, and I've heard other podcasters say that they very big on this young man. And like I said, dude can wrestle. I ain't got nothing against his wrestling wise. I'm just not into the promo. The gimmick. The gimmick to me is just silly. You know what I'm saying? It's this top hat guy. I don't know. It's just goofy. But he cut a promo, and he basically said that later on tonight he's gonna win that triple threat, regardless of who, because he was going against the Kushida guy and whoever the mystery guy was. And he said, when I win this, I guarantee you I'm going to win the North American Championship. And I got a feeling that's exactly who's gonna win. But I give our whole predictions on Takeover 30 come the time, just not right now. So after this, we get Robert Stone's girls, which is Mercedes Martinez and Aaliyah, taking on Kaden Carter and Casey. Now I already knew this was probably gonna be a weak match because I'm into Mercedes because she just showed up. I don't care nothing about Robert Stone. I don't care nothing about Aaliyah. This match was probably about what? It was about 10 minutes, about 12 minutes or something like that. You already knew Robert Stone's girls was gonna win. They won easy. So after they won, whose music hits? Rhea Ripley's music hits, comes out the woodwork. She comes in there because she's confronting her what she did to her last week by basically busting her nose open and laying her out so Dakota Kai could get into the match against Io Shirai. So she came in there trying to beat her up. Aaliyah was trying to do something, and she almost whacked Mercedes, just clowning, all up in the way. Mercedes like, girl, get out of my way. So they try to double team her. And who comes out the woodwork? Shotzi Blackheart. And earlier yesterday, news had broke that somebody had stole her car, man. And so that's why she came out on the show. She really didn't have her wrestling gear because all her wrestling gear was up in her car. Somebody had stole it. But apparently this morning or last night or something like that, she got it. She got her stuff back. So thank God, whoever that clown was, they was wrong with two left shoes for doing that mess. You know what I'm saying? So they get in, they double team. They basically was beating up on each other, and they got the better hand. So I believe next week we're gonna get Shotzi Blackheart, Rhea Ripley taking on Robert Stone's girls. That's what I'm going with. Oh, let's see, keep going. Then we cut to Candice LeRae and Johnny Gargano chilling at the crib, and they doing their goofy heel gimmicks where they sitting at the crib talking about something, and then boom, they get possessed, and then they just start looking at the camera talking about some other stuff. Candice LeRae started babbling off talking about such and such, and she didn't name nobody's name. She kept saying she this and she that, and I'm like, what is she talking about? So, and while she playing with the dog, and then boom, we come back, and then Johnny just randomly standing on the ladder, just chilling there, and then he randomly talking about how he gonna beat the snot out of Ridge Holland, and he gonna get into the ladder match. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. The heel gimmicks with them to me it's a clown thing with them. Like to me, they just too silly. It's too silly. Like I know what they doing with it. They trying to make it work, but it's just too goofy. I'm like I said, Candice LeRae and Johnny, man, they was two of my favorites, and now I know they doing this heel thing, but they just too silly now. They got them clowning and all this girl. I'm like, man, y'all need to come on now. But so after that, we get on to the main event. So now the main event is a triple threat to determine who's going to be added to the ladder match. Because we already got Bronson Reed and we got Damian Priest. Now we did have the Demetrius guy, but he got injured, so he had to pull out. So we got Cameron Grimes, Kushida, and we got a mystery guy. Now everybody was wondering who the clown is, the mystery person. So the screen goes dark, and then all these weird colors start popping up. Who the heck they decide to bring back? They brought that fool Velveteen Dream back. I said, oh my. I said, I just shook my head in shame. I said, you mean to tell me y'all brought this clown back? Y'all brought this clown back? Really? Y'all really brought this fool back when all the allegations that's going on. Like, y'all literally waited 2 months and say maybe ain't nobody gonna remember. Everybody remembers. Now listen, I don't know. Listen, that we seen the allegations. I've seen the text messages. I've seen the. I didn't hear the voicemails, but everything just seemed like the man was guilty. But we know the name of the game. The name of the game is you're innocent until proven guilty. We don't know if the cats had went to court and they filed some kind of thing where they got paid under the table. I don't know. So this is what I'm thinking. Until the man is proven innocent, keep him off television. But Triple H and them said, no, we're gonna bring him back on. They don't give a crap, and it's unfortunate. It's a young black dude, Patrick Clark, better known to the world as Velveteen Dream. It had a phenomenal future. He had a bright future. This young man got caught up in that mess. And I said, man. So, anyway, let's get to the match. The match is good, though. All three of these dudes did good. Grimes did what he had to do. Sheeta did what he did. And even with Velveteen being gone all this time, he picked right back up where he left off. So, I got to give it to all three of them. Triple threat match was pretty decent. But I had a feeling my man Grimes, who I'm not a fan of, was going to end up winning. He wins. He gets the pin. I think he pinned Kushida. So after the match, right, he walks off. He looks at the title and says, that title's mine. I ain't saying it in that goofy accent that he be using. Kushida gets jumped by Velveteen. So we pretty much knew Velveteen wasn't going to be a babyface. Because, I mean, as of right now, the whole entire wrestling community hates him. Now, we got people who are fans of his. It's not, they're going to ride with him. They're going to ride with him to the end. But everybody else, they can't stand this dude. So it makes perfect sense for him to be a heel. Because, I mean, how the heck you going to cheer for a babyface that got these allegations going up against him? So, yeah, he beats the snot out of him, right? And as soon as he's got through from beating the snot out of him, Finn Balor pops up right behind him. And he stands there and they looking face to face. So because he lost the match, next week, the last qualification match, we're going to get Finn Balor taking on Velveteen Dream to determine who's going to get in the ladder match. And I can tell you right now, they would be a fool to let Velveteen Dream win. I'm going with Finn Balor to win that and to get up in there. So anyway, y'all, that is my NXT review for August the 12th, 2020. What do y'all think, man? Y'all tell me, tell me if I'm reaching with the Keith Lee thing, and then tell me about how y'all feel about Velveteen Dream, and also, did you like this week's episode? Did you think this week's episode was weak? Did you think this episode was great? Y'all tell me in the comment section. If you're new to the thing, hit the like button, subscribe if you want to. Like I said, I'm growing this channel. I got about 26 people that decided to go ahead and follow me and subscribe. I appreciate every one of y'all, man. Like I said, I ain't like all these other big casters on here doing what they do. But I'm trying to get my name out there, man. So anyway, y'all, this your boy KC4L with the KC4L Wrestling Takes. Holla at me.